Thank you, guys. Huh?
Did they leave?
They're headed out. I want to take the time to thank our caterers again. Big Boys Barbecue showed up and showed out. Thank you so much. They're fantastic. They're out there cleaning up now. That's better than eating at home. The food was better than eating at home too. Goodness. So I've got a little presentation here, just to introduce everything. This is us. We are Pathways to Success, not just a motivational speech. This is survival training. We want people to survive. This life is hard. We've got real resources for real life. Okay? Not just, here's some cornmeal, go survive for a week. We're going to have real solutions. This class here, we're doing our welcome and orientation, just to kind of introduce our program to everybody. And what we're going to do is a 12-month reentry life skills program. Every month, we're going to work on different skills and different projects to build our self-esteem back up. Because that's one of the biggest things that is stolen from us. Like just the concept of being different, right? Of looking at a car and being like, I could never could I ever. How do they do that? You know, I want to take that question away and instead put a solution in there to work towards. You know, instead it must be nice. It's going to be great. Our purpose and why we exist. Reentry is overwhelming without guidance. Men return home unprepared for daily life demands. God knows I didn't. At all. I remember kind of rotting in it when I first came home. And didn't know what to do with myself. No driver's license, no nothing, right? And it was my brother coming to me. And he's like, what are you doing? You know, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. What are you doing? You know. It kind of motivated me to get out there and try again. He was right. This program provides structure, dignity, and long-term support. Okay? Anybody can end up in any position. Most people are one paycheck away, whether they look it or not. They are. Take away a month's worth of paychecks, and they don't have a place to live. You take away 6 months worth of paychecks, and they don't even know how they get in the Salvation Army that week, right? It's not hard to end up in any kind of position. What's hard is getting out. But now, you are not alone. You don't have to worry about these things alone. If you have a moment of self-doubt, if you have a moment, you're just sitting there, your babies are asleep, you don't know how that light bill's gonna get paid, you don't know what you can do to get the income going, the only suggestion the internet has is degrade yourself down and join OnlyFans, or, I mean, those aren't solutions. Degrading yourself is never the solution. So it'll be a 12-month program, and this is the monthly topics that we plan on covering. Every month, it's going to be one focused life skill. We don't want to overwhelm anybody. We want to make sure that we take the time to explore every aspect of the life skill that we're trying to teach that month. Month 1, goal setting and motivation. You can't get there if you don't know where you're going, right? You gotta have a vision, you gotta have a path, and that's what that class will help get you there. Communication skills. Being able to express ourselves when we're feeling overwhelmed, when we're feeling like we can't even go in the store, but our loved ones don't understand. We need to know how to communicate that. We need to be able to trust that open communication is okay. That we're not going to be punished. That we're not going to be thrown in a cell. Month 3, confidence and identity. If I were to ask anybody in this room, so tell me about yourself, what would be the first thing y'all say? What would be the first thing you'd say? Yeah.
Tell you everything. What do I know?
I don't know. Describe yourself in 3 sentences.
Texas. I like cow.
Yeah.
And I have a big farm.
That's awesome. Those are really great ways to describe yourself, actually. Like, that's fantastic. Because you know what most people say? My name is Mandy. I drive a truck. I live in Bristol. Right? None of those things define me. Right? But everything you just said defines you. You already got the answers. See? It's just recognizing and where to put them. Right? Number 4, financial basics. Now this one's a big one, okay? And to be fair, in order to attend this class specifically, you do not have to be any type of way, from reentry to homeless to addicted or anything like that. The financial basics class is available to any and everybody that could use it or need it, whether you just graduated high school and trying to figure out how you're going to pay for your first apartment or build credit. This class specifically is available to any and everyone, and we encourage any and everyone, especially those just starting out, to come and learn how to make their money work for them instead of just giving it back to their employers. Okay. Number 5, emotional regulation. A lot of those things that we went over on that list, and like I said, how I almost got in trouble myself, right? Over my vacation. We need to develop the skills to emotionally regulate ourselves outside of society, outside of other people's acceptances, and outside of other people's expectations, okay? Because just because somebody expects us to be in a good mood, have a good attitude, that don't mean we will, right? And emotional regulation doesn't mean you change your attitude because somebody wants you to. That's not the solution for that. Emotional regulation comes from healthy self-boundaries and a sense of self-worth that nobody can take from you. And when you are confident in yourself, then you can be confident in your emotions and you can believe the ones you're feeling. Number 6, healthy relationships. Right? How many have lost loved ones because they don't know how to communicate what they're feeling? Right? If you're feeling scared, anxious, overwhelmed, can't make a decision, literally just paralyzed from fear of any kind, right? A lot of times that affects our relationships with other people. We lash out. We ignore. We don't answer texts for months, pretend that we don't know how to text, right? I use that one all the time. I don't know nothing about technology. It might be a while. Right? Okay, so, and number 7, stress and problem solving, okay? I stay stressed to the gills, okay? I'm not gonna even pretend that I have all the answers to all these questions, but we're gonna find them together, Okay. Boundaries and accountability, okay? Boundaries are something that not a lot of people understand, okay? And if you set your boundaries appropriately and correctly, you're probably gonna lose everybody that you love and everybody in your life. Everybody loves a people pleaser. Everybody. All you gotta do is ask them, they're gonna help you. You ask them to come do this, they're gonna come. Of course they're gonna be liked, right? When you start setting those boundaries to protect yourself, to protect your mental energy, right? When you start making those choices to hold yourself accountable to no, I can't go out tonight, I need to rest, right? Those are healthy boundaries. That is putting yourself first. And the only accountability that you need to show to anybody is to yourself. The number one reason that people lack self-confidence is because you can't believe what you promised yourself. You broke your promises to yourself, can't even believe yourself. One promise at a time. Keep it. To yourself, not nobody else. Doesn't have to be big. You know, I'm gonna polish my shoes today. You know, I'm gonna wipe them off. They was 30 when I got home. One thing, keep that promise to yourself. Next day, another thing, keep that promise to yourself. And before long, you're gonna start trusting yourself again. You're gonna start trusting that, you know, maybe I am worth something. Because I'm worth something to me. I've kept my promises to me. So it builds value within yourself. And that's the only place that value matters. Outside value is worthless. We came in this world alone and we die alone. But while we're here, we have to live with ourselves. Right? Number 9, workplace readiness. All right, this is not resume building. Okay? That's not what this class defines as workplace readiness. I define workplace readiness as knowing how to present yourself so that those around you respect you from day one. Workplace readiness includes knowing how to speak to your superiors. Workplace readiness involves knowing how to be on time. Knowing how to follow the rules that they don't tell you, right? That's what workplace readiness means in this class. Anybody can teach you how to build a resume, but I'm going to teach you how to build a reputation that can't nobody take it away from you. Number 10, digital literacy, okay? Right now, this time, the internet is the most lucrative industry on the planet. Anybody can go viral at any second, right? That doesn't mean it's for the right things, okay? That doesn't mean you know how to use those apps for good. How many people know how to get on Google and find their case numbers? How many knows how to look up case law to make sure they got a lawsuit or that their rights haven't been violated? Who here knows the Second Amendment by heart? Because it protects felons. Memorize your rights, okay? We've all still got rights. Even if they don't let us believe it, we do. We got to take them back. Show them we know them, show them we believe them, right? Number 11, community resources. Now this class is going to be fun, okay? Community resources. We're going to bring in a bunch of people that have been incarcerated, been homeless, been addicted, all kinds of life scenarios. And they're going to come in, and they're not going to come in and tell you their sob stories like this is AA. AA don't work for me. It's just my personal opinion. I'm not a fan of it. I find it very triggering. Okay? But I'm glad it works for some people, but that's not what we're going to do here. We're not going to go over our traumas. I don't want to know the bad stuff you did. I want them people to come in here and tell me all the good they've done. I want them to tell me the things that they can be proud of. The things that they wanted to be able to show their children, show their parents if they're here or they're not here. The things that when they go to bed at night, they can sleep peacefully. Those are the things that we're going to have a bunch of our peer members come and share with us in class 11. Number 12, graduation and future planning. Okay, now, graduating, that's cool, right? And, I'm sure we'll have all kinds of, little parting gifts and fun little things. But the future planning part, that's the big one. That's when we're going to go back over month 1. What goals did you write down? Right? Come to the last class, did you get that goal? If not, why? What could you have done better? If so, why? How? Teach me how you found a path to that goal. Right? That's what I want the 12th month to be about. I want y'all to come back in here and teach me how you got to that goal. Because the way I got to my goals ain't the same way you're going to get to yours. But I can show you the ways and the skills that can get you anywhere you want to go. Right? Even the president's a felon now. Like, actually, right? His wife's an immigrant. There's no stopping nothing. Elon Musk is autistic and an immigrant. By God, he thought he was president for that long. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they've said about you. It doesn't matter what they've classified you as or what they've classified as could be wrong with you. Because guess what? Something wrong with all of us. People like to say, God broke the mold on that one, huh? Right? No, absolutely not. God made the mold for that. That's what you tell yourself. You are not broken. You are made for a reason. You are made for a purpose. And whether you found it or not, that ain't your business. Your business is to get on the right path. And God will put you where you're supposed to be. Now, I'm not a preacher. I'm not here to push religion or anything of the sort, right? That's not my business. But I do know, in order to survive this life, just to survive, you gotta have something. I don't care if it's the spaghetti monster, okay? Or yourself, if you worship yourself. But you gotta thank somebody for where you are today and where you're gonna be tomorrow. It doesn't matter who it is or what name they go by, but you gotta have gratitude. Because you're here for something, right? Now, how the program works, it's going to be 1 class per month. We're going to do group discussions and activities. This is going to be the only class, and I'm just up here running my mouth. Okay, yes, I love to run my mouth, but I say enough. If you got any questions, I'll just run my mouth all you want. But I feel like it'll be a lot more conducive to do group discussions and group activities so that I can learn your paths and your solutions. Because maybe your solutions are better than my solutions. So let's share. Practical life tools, real life tools, right? Now, they can say, oh, well, we taught them how to write a resume, right? You don't have no job experience, what goes on it? You don't have an address, what goes on it? I want to teach you how to get an address even if you ain't got one put down. Because they won't hire you without one. I want to teach you when that cop has you pulled over, scared, terrified. Now you know you didn't do not a thing wrong. But he's going to say you did. I'm going to tell you who to call in that moment and have on the phone with you to save you. Because there are people. There are people. And there are times that if you know the right thing to do, you can save yourself. But you gotta know what to do. Support available between classes. That's a big thing. We're gonna have a lot of peer members, right? And when I say peer members, I mean people that have been here, been there, done it all, and are here allowed to speak up, right? They get up, they go to work every day. They take care of their kids. If their kids will talk to them, you know. But we're gonna have support. And that means you're not alone. You don't have to figure it out alone. If it comes to a decision and you are so overwhelmed that you can't even function because that decision is so important, but you can't make it, call one of your peers. Talk it over with them. Get their opinion. Don't take it at face value, but sometimes that opinion is enough to give you the strength to make the right choice for yourself. Because you either like their opinion or you don't. So then you know what you don't like. Right? Alright, we've got participant expectations and the program rules. Alright? Number 1, respect for yourself and others. Period. Nobody is better than anybody else when they walk through that door. Not one person. I don't care if it's Donald Trump himself, he's going to sit down and fill out a piece of paper. Right? And I don't care if it's the lowliest person been in jail 35 years, just crawled out, and barely remembers their own real name because they've been called a number for so long. They're going to get their hand shake and sat right beside of Donald Trump. We don't play that. Nobody's better than anybody else here. Confidentiality within the group. When we get into the group discussions and things, sometimes we're going to say things that we don't want posted all over Facebook about us, right? Social media or whatever. We don't want old Barbara over on the corner knowing that we're trying to do better. Because when people know you're trying to do better, they pray for your downfall. Keep it to yourself, right? Willingness to participate. That's showing up. That's just showing up. Because you're not showing up for me, you're showing up for yourself. So, and then accountability for growth. That's when I'm going to go back and ask you what that goal was in your first month, right? Did you reach that goal? If not, why? What prevented you? If so, we'll figure it out, right? And completely judgment-free environment. We don't care where you've been. We don't care who you are. We care where you're going. The class 1 activities, it just be your one goal and what success means to you, what areas you want support in, and then you'll learn how to access the support between the sessions. That's what you can expect with your first class. And what success looks like. Stability and routine. Okay? It don't have to be boring. Those words don't have to mean boring. Okay? I'm about as wild as they come. But I have to have stability. I have to have some place I can take myself home to every night. I have to have some place that I can wash off. My routine. I like to know when I'm getting up. I like to know what I'm doing for the day before I do it. Some people like to sit down and write out their to-do list the night before, so that when they wake up, they have their routine ready in hand. They don't even have to think about it. The choice is already made. They pick it up and they move. Right? That's what success looks like. Confidence in our daily decisions. Okay? Whether we're right or wrong, it's taking us somewhere. Just because we don't know where, don't mean that that decision's not going to go somewhere. Every decision leads somewhere. Okay? How we build that confidence? one promise to ourselves every day. When you start keeping that one promise to yourself every day, well, isn't that a decision? It's a daily decision. If I've ever heard it. Healthy communication. You go off on somebody, right? They made you mad, cut you off in traffic, or stepped on your toe, or took your place in line. Oh, that happens to me, and I'll lose my mind. Right? But healthy communication, even if you have those outbursts, healthy communication is about going back and accepting and admitting that that communication was not appropriate and it was not healthy, and communicate why you became upset in a healthy manner. Explain your boundaries. That's what makes you successful. Employment readiness. Now that's the stuff that we were talking about before. Knowing how to talk to your boss, right? Knowing how to stay on a schedule. Knowing how to dress appropriately for work. Knowing to shower before work. Okay? It don't matter how you were raised. It don't matter how much money you have. There are skills when it comes to employment. People don't get taught. I was very, very blessed by a parent that was workaholic, right? Rubbed off a little bit. And so I learned how to behave in a work environment. I watched her be able to keep her jobs. She wasn't job hopping. She wasn't fighting with her bosses. She's always dressed right. Depending on her job, she dressed for the job she wanted, not the one she had. I was just a kid, I remember that. And that's a huge rule you gotta always think about. Don't you dress for that job you want. I mean, the one you had, you've already got that, right? Dress for CEO. Present yourself like you already own the company, even if it's your first day. And strong relationships, right? Whether that be with our significant others, our families, our friends. Being able to communicate and to heal and acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses. People will see that in us. They will feel that in us, right? Their experience with us is going to change because we've changed. And hopefully, that'll lead to stronger, healthier relationships with the people that you love and care. And peace of mind and direction, right? Gosh almighty. I have longed for peace of mind, I know the majority of my life. Haunted by things that I couldn't control, haunted by things that I did control, right? But success means knowing what that choice led you to. Bad choices, good choices. If I hadn't screwed up as bad as I did, as many times as I did, I wouldn't be standing here today trying to help somebody else. I thank God for all my struggles this morning. And that's why. Because them struggles gave me peace of mind. They taught me that if I can survive those, I can survive anything. And if you can survive the trauma that y'all lived through, I promise you'll survive anything. And if that can't give you peace of mind, I don't know what can. And direction. You know your goals, you're going to make them yourself. We're going to give you the tools to figure out the direction you need to take to get there, right? But they're going to be your goals. I can't make your goals for you. I can't make you do them. But I can show you the way to get there, right? like I said, it's gonna be the goal setting and motivation. We're gonna have ongoing support available between these sessions. Starting today, the lines are open. If you send a message, it could be me, it could be a volunteer, reaching back out to you. But we're gonna try to answer everybody's questions, especially about certain resources, that are gonna become available, exclusively to this class. We want you to reach out when challenges arise, okay? We are here for you. Don't struggle alone anymore, that's the whole point, right? Why come and join a community if you ain't gonna trust us? Call somebody. And last thing, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for committing to your own growth. Because you're the one that's going to be rewarded at the end of it. Right? All right, well guys, that's my presentation. That's welcome and orientation to Pathways to Success. My name is Mandy. And I'm going to do everything I can for as long as I can to make sure that each and every person that wants a better life has access. That is my promise here today. And I hope y'all come back next month and join us. And if you need any support between now and then, just reach out, let us know. We can do whatever we can to help you, whether it's trying to find other resources or pointing you in the right direction. One last thing I would like to reveal at this very first class as an exclusive resource that we have already obtained. Mr. Rodney Miller is a local tattoo artist who also is a tattoo removal artist. And he has volunteered his services to all of our students who would like their hand and face tattoos removed to help get them employment ready. If you or someone you know could benefit from that service, tell them to come to class. An active class member receives that service for free. That is exclusive to us. Social services ain't got that. I'm going out and I'm talking to these people, and I'm gonna find us the things that we need to get better. You know, we don't need toilet paper. I mean, it's nice. You know, we can go get that Kmart, whatever, right? We need real help. You know, I don't need another pair of socks. I need to know how to buy my own socks, right? Okay, so next month, come, let's set some goals, let's get motivated together, right? And let's get this thing going. Let's build our lives. Yes. Thank you so much for coming and attending and taking the time out of your day and the strength to leave your house, because everybody knows that in today's world it is hard to want to go anywhere, right? But, thank you again, and I hope y'all have a blessed night.
And thank you.